We're just gonna get personal and have like a therapy chat here. I'm literally gonna fall asleep. I peaked in elementary school. To be honest, I'm going to donate this one. You guys, that book. Hello, book besties. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name's Delaney. If you are new here, I am so excited for this video because we are entering my favorite season, and that is summer. I love reading in the summer specifically. There's something about when the sun is shining and you can take a book and sit outside and get some fresh air or go for a walk and listen to an audiobook, whatever you prefer. Oh, the vibes are just immaculate. And the fun summery reads, I'm just like living my best life in the summer, my best reader life in the summer. So I wanted to kickstart the summer season with you guys and take you along on a little reading vlog, reading summer books. And I don't really know how long this is going to go on, how many books we're going to read. All I know is I'm really excited for some summer reads. So I thought, why not pick up my camera and take you guys along with me? I do have 4 current books on my radar though, so I will walk you through them. So first I have Summer Sisters by Judy Blume, and my sister has recommended this book to me for so long, like years and years and years. And subtle flex here, I wrote a letter to Judy Blume in elementary school and she wrote me back. A handwritten letter from Judy Blume. I got one. Yes, that is my claim to fame. That is I peaked in elementary school, truly. Judy Blume basically raised me with her books. Like, I grew up on Judy Blume and I'm obsessed with her. And so I think reading more of an adult novel by her will be really fun. So this is definitely on my radar. I'm so excited for this. Then I was lucky enough to get an arc of One Last Summer by Kate Spencer. And I feel like she's the author of something else too. New York Minute, something like that. Yeah, New York Minute. Oh, she's cute. I love her. Oh, she's a co-host of a podcast too. I'm really excited for this. It feels like a general/women's fiction with a strong romance subplot, which I love. So I'm really excited for this. It's kind of giving like Catherine Center's books have that same vibe, and I'm so excited for a summery read and just kind of like a women's fiction book. I just love that genre. I think that is also what Summer Sisters is about, but if I end up reading this in the vlog, you'll obviously learn more as we go along. Then I have Savor It by Tara DeWitt, and she was sweet enough to actually send me this book, so I am super duper excited for this. This is set in small town Oregon, and I'm in like Seattle area, so close to home, Pacific Northwest. I just like feel so connected to books that are set in like small town Pacific Northwest towns. Sounds like a really sweet small town summer romance, and I'm very excited. I think this is also like the male main character is from New York City, so kind of like that big city brought to a small town trope, which I'm excited for because I feel like it's usually the female main character that is from the city and plopped into a small town, so I'm excited for kind of that role reversal. And last but not least, the book we're actually starting with is The Summer Pact by Emily Griffin. This is another just kind of general fiction, I believe. I started this last night, but I'm really not far into it. I'm only on page 26 because I fell asleep. But this is really good so far. It's about a group of 4 college friends, and they're brought together by a lot of tragedy, and they make a pact with each other, and that pact continues throughout their life. So this is them further in their life. They've kind of split ways a little bit. Like, they're just not as close as they were in college naturally as you become adults. But this is about them coming back together and showing up for each other, and I'm really excited to continue this. I'm loving it so far. Like I said, I'm literally only like 20 pages in, but so far so good. I actually put a poll on my Instagram story last night because I was sitting looking at my TBR cart for way too long trying to decide which book to start with, and I was like, I cannot do this. Like, I will never decide. And so I put a poll on my Instagram and you guys picked this one. So we're starting off the vlog with The Summer Pact. This is also an arc, but by the time this video is up, I'm thinking it will be out, or at least out soon. It comes out on July 9th. So very, very excited. Super grateful I got an early release arc copy of this. And yeah, I'll let you know if you should add it to your Amazon cart. All right, so those are the 4 books on my radar. That doesn't mean necessarily that those are the 4 books that we'll read. I don't know if we'll get to all of them. I don't know if we'll get other books, but I wanted to hop in, intro the video since I already got started on the first book that I know we will be reading, and give you some insight into the books that are on my mind for this video. But again, I'm a mood reader lately, so who knows where this video will go. Who knows where any of my videos will ever go. I'm kind of a little bit unhinged, but that's okay. It's okay. But that is all. I just wanted to hop on and get started talking about these books. I'm super excited for you to hang out with me as I read some super fun summer reads and kickstart the summer season. Hello, it is time for a little bit of an update. It is Tuesday? Nope, it's Wednesday. We are working our way through the Summer Pact, and I'm very excited. about continuing this book. I really wanted to keep reading it last night, but my eyes were shutting. I don't know if I'm just becoming an adult. Like, I know, hear me out, guys. When I was little growing up, like my dad and my grandparents, like they would talk about how they couldn't sleep in, and I always slept in until like noon or 1 o'clock if I could, like especially in high school. Like I would sleep the day away on the weekends and then stay up until like 3 or 4 a.m. My body is waking me up at 6 a.m. Like I'm lucky if I sleep till 6 a.m. these days. And then it's 8 o'clock at night and I'm like I cannot keep my eyes open. I went out for dinner with my family last night and I was sitting there. Everyone's like eating their burger, enjoying their night, and I'm like, I'm literally gonna fall asleep. So I got home and I got ready for bed and I did read quite a bit. I read 94 pages. No, I'm on page 94. I don't remember where I started, but I'm really enjoying this. I'm loving the themes of friendship, and we also have alternating points of view. So we have 3 alternating points of view, and I'm really loving that. I also learned that the Summer Pact does not mean the season summer, which kind of defeats the purpose, but I also think this is still like a summary book. I don't know. I thought the Summer Pact meant like summer season, and I think you're supposed to know that going in. It doesn't mean that. You find that out in the first chapter, but I'm really enjoying it, honestly. I went on Goodreads and the average for this book isn't great. It's like 3.3 or something, 3.5. And normally if a book is like under a 4 average, it's like tends to be not the best book in the world. I know that's like a really simplified way to look at books, and like you can have unpopular opinions and all the things, but I just looked out of curiosity and I'm not sure why it's rated so low. I'm enjoying the writing, I'm enjoying the characters, the multiple points of view. I feel like one thing I will say is I feel like there's a lot of random traumatic things thrown in all at once. Like these characters they've been through it, and it almost like is feeling like we're throwing in every issue. We already have like a lot of difficult topics, and right now it's just feeling a little bit like overload. I know it's gonna come together and it's gonna just make the characters more complex is my assumption. Like I think there's gonna be a reason for all of it, and we're gonna understand like why the characters are the way they are because of what they've been through, you know. But it's just kind of felt like a lot in the first less than 100 pages. So that's my only thing right now, but as a whole, I'm really loving this. They are about to take off on a trip, and I'm so excited. I love reading books on vacation. It makes me feel like I'm on vacation, even if I'm not on vacation. It's like a $12 book, and you get the experience of a multi-$1,000 vacation. Hello. I just love that. I feel like the vibes are there. I'm having a really great day. I feel like with mental health, if you know, you know. Some days you wake up and it's not a good day, and some days you wake up and you're like, I feel good today. Like I feel joyful. I'm having a joyful day. So we're gonna soak it up. I love it. I might go paint for a little bit and listen to the audiobook of The Next Mrs. Parrish. It was released day yesterday, so I got the audiobook of that and I've been listening to it. So I might listen to that for a little bit and then physically read once I'm feeling like I want to sit down and just chill out. Right now I feel like I have some energy, so I want to do like some crafts or some hobbies or something. I might do diamond art. I just got diamond art coasters that I could do. I don't know. I have picked up like 45 hobbies, I swear. Every open surface in my house has some sort of hobby on it. I have painting, I have a puzzle, I have diamond art, I have scrapbooking, I have journaling, reading, obviously. There's just something for everybody here. But that's where we're at. The sun is shining, vibes are good, vibes are high. I'm loving this. So I wanted to touch base. I think I'm gonna go do some fun stuff and then take a shower and kind of hunker in for the night, but I definitely wanted to update before I call it for the night. So if I have more updates, I will update you today, and if not, I'll see you tomorrow or whenever I decide to pop back on here.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us. and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left.
Hello, I'm back. It feels like I've been forever since I've talked to you, and I'm not sure why, because it was literally yesterday afternoon and it has not even been 24 hours, but I do have some updates, finished a book, deciding on a next book. You are very crooked. And I also have a little book haul. There was a random package that got sent to me from Penguin Random House, a little gift. So I want to do like a little haul unboxing for you. There's some fun romances in there. So I was like, why not include it in the vlog and show you what I got? So we're gonna do that. I'm having more floor time. I feel like every time I film, I'm just like laying on the floor in my reading room, and that's because most of the time I'm laying on the floor at some point in my house, somewhere. I love floor time. There's something like so comforting and grounding about being on the ground. I don't know. If anyone else is like that, let me know, because maybe I'm just weird, but I love my floor time. Also, excuse the appearance. I just kind of had like a quick morning getting ready. The sun was shining, so I was like, I'm gonna run errands and just like be on the go. So my hair air dried, my face is like sweating off because I was just sitting outside with my dog and went for a walk in the sunshine, and summer is finally summering here in Washington, so I'm not complaining because at least the vibes are good for my summer books. So I'm not gonna wish the sun away, even though I look a little bit like a sweaty mess. Okay, anyways, first I want to show you the books I got from Penguin Random House. So first they sent me It Will Only Hurt for a Moment, and this is by Delilah S. Dawson, and it's coming out in October 22nd, this book releases, and I think this one is like a horror thriller type of book. I believe she's a thriller author, and it's about the little excerpt that was sent to me. The opening line says, if you were alone in the forest, would you rather meet a man or a bear? This is the question of the day, and after a lifetime of trauma, let me tell you, I'm Team Bear. So I think this is going to be a pretty dark book about bad men, and I think being trapped in the forest, actually. So this sounds definitely dark, not like a fun summery rom-com, but definitely a darker book. Then they sent me this fun romance package. Why is my dog barking? Baby. Baby girl. So first I have The Switch by Lily Sampson, and this is, I think, a thriller romance. This has a 3 chili pepper rating on their little spice scale that they sent, and it says The Switch with a side of hidden identity. So I think this is a thriller romance. It says 2 couples, one twisted game of love and obsession, a dark domestic thriller about the dangerous secrets that come to light when a wild fantasy turns sinister. So this sounds creepy, not so sure, but sounds pretty good. Then this is the one I'm most excited for. This is Talking at Night, and this I think is a second chance, opposites attract friends to lovers, childhood friends to lovers. They fall for each other as teenagers, so teenager lovers to strangers to lovers, it kind of sounds like. It says, but time and time again, Rosie and Will find their way back to one another. Though the years pass, they cannot quite let go of what might have been. So this sounds super sweet. I'm a sucker for a second chance romance, and this has 1 chili pepper rating on this scale. So it says Talking at Night with a side of It's Always Been You. I love It's Always Been You. Then I got Experienced, and this is a LGBTQ novel, and I think this is the spiciest one on the list. Yeah. 5 chili peppers for this one. So this is definitely going to be a spicy one. Even the quote on the front says, both the sexiest book you'll read all year and the most heartening. So not super sure what to expect with this one, but I think it will be interesting. Beth O'Leary is quoted on the back. She's the author of The Flat Share, and I love The Flat Share. Then I have Bridget Jones's Diary, and to be honest, I'm going to donate this one. I read a little bit about the blurb and I flipped through some of it, and there's just such a strong emphasis on weight loss. Like, she's very obsessive about her weight, down to like details and numbers and pounds, and like one of the main points of this book is like she wants to lose X amount of weight, and even on the back of the book it says she loses a total of X amount of pounds but gains a total of X amount of pounds. I'm not going to say it here because I know that can be triggering. Not a book for me, not something I really care about, not something I really want to read. All of the journal entries start off with her weight that day and what she's doing that day and how many cigarettes and how many alcohol units, and like, I just don't need to read about your weight loss journey personally. So to be totally honest, I'm grateful that this was sent to me, but but not a book for me. I will be donating this. Then I have Malibu Summer, and this one looks pretty good too. This looks very summery. This is a opposites attract romance set in the Malibu hillside, and this is half a chili pepper, so not super spicy with this one, but looks like a fun summer romance. I'm not so sure. I don't know anything about it, hadn't heard anything about it, but I'm a sucker for Malibu. I love Malibu. So that's the little mini book haul, and then I can update you on the books. So I finished The Summer Pact by Emily Giffin, not Griffin. And this is a really sweet book about friendship and grief and mental health and family dynamics and relationships and all the things. So to give you basically the premise, there's a group of 4 that are best friends in college. So we have Tyson, Lainey, Hannah, and Summer. And later in life, Tyson, Hannah, and Lainey are brought back together. They are really closely bonded through a tragedy that brings them even closer together and their experience with grief. And they come together and they make a pact to show up for each other whenever they need to. Like if anyone in the group is hitting a low or needs some support, they make a pact to always be there for each other. Later down the road, they're obviously not in college anymore. I think they're in their early 30s. And Hannah is about to get married, and she figures something out that completely turns her life upside down. So she calls Tyson and Lainey, and she's like, I need you guys, like, remember the pact, like I'm at rock bottom, I need my friends. So they are there for her in a heartbeat, and they basically drop everything to be there for her. They end up on a trip to Capri. I think that's Italy, isn't it? Somewhere over there. They end up over there, and it's just like the story of them and their relationship, and like we get little glimpses into their past and like what's making them who they are and how they interact with each other. And really great, just kind of like a fun read with deeper elements in it. I will say, I feel like the major shocking plot point, like the major plot point, literally happened within, I think, the first chapter. Like easily within the first 5% of the book, we had like the biggest plot point happen, and it felt like the rest of the book was kind of a come down from the major event. Like as I was reading, I was expecting like our plot was leading up to like a secondary climax or a plot twist or something big to happen at the end. And I mean, we kind of got that, but I don't know. It just kind of felt like there wasn't a lot of plot going on, just more, it's definitely a more character-driven book, I would say. However, I definitely enjoyed my time reading it. I think I'm settling on a 3.75 star for this one. I was torn between a 3 and a 4, but it feels closer to a 4 than it does to a 3, so I settled on 3.75. If I were to like know what I know now about my level of enjoyment and go back and was given the option to read this again for the first time, I definitely still would. I don't think it's a book that I will be thinking about years from now. Like it's not a book that I feel like changed my life. But definitely a fun time if you're looking for a book to just kind of like sit in the sun and binge. It's kind of a feel-good book about friendship and different struggles in life. It just feels like a raw depiction of being human, and it was enjoyable. I really like this. So now I'm torn between Summer Sisters and One Last Summer. I'm holding off on Savor It by Tara DeWitt just for now because I think I want a little bit of break from a strictly romance book. Like I'm good with like a general fiction romance subplot type of vibe, but I feel like strictly a romance book, I'm just kind of tired of it. So I think I'm going to go with One Last Summer because I snuck a glimpse at the blurb and it sounds really amazing. It's about Clara, and basically her life was just kind of like spiraling. She's like chronically single, working a job she doesn't enjoy, has been years since she's taken a day off. Like Claire is basically me. She decides to join her friends on their annual summer vacation to their childhood sleepover camp. So they show up at this camp. Apparently a wrench is thrown in the plans and it's not like the feel-good reminiscing vacation that she was hoping for. But she ends up having a heart-to-heart with Mac, who was her old nemesis at summer camp. And it sounds like sparks fly. So this very much is the vibe of like general women's fiction with a strong romance subplot, and I'm very excited. I haven't read a Kate Spencer book yet, but I have some on my TBR. I think New York Minute is on my TBR. I'm super duper excited for this, and it's really short too. It's like 300 pages, I think, 303. So definitely one I think I can also fly through. I'm very excited for this. I feel optimistic. So the sun is shining. I actually have the day off of like set meetings and work. I've just been doing like busy work and editing and doing TikToks and working with some brands and stuff like that. But like I don't have any set meeting times today, which kind of gives me a lot of flexibility. So I think I'm gonna chill out, maybe make myself an iced coffee and read for a bit, have my floor time and my book time. And yeah, I'm feeling hopeful. I'm feeling excited about this, but I will definitely update you when I know more. I hope it lives up to my expectations. We're starting off fairly strong. I enjoyed the Summer Pact, so let's keep the good vibes going and hop into One Last Summer.
We'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat.
Hello, I am back with an update, and I read a ton yesterday. It was Sunday and I woke up in the mood where I had just decided I wasn't going to do anything all day. So I literally did scrapbooking, I did some crafting, and I read all day long, and it was glorious. It was the most beautiful Sunday ever. With that though, I actually finished One Last Summer, and I think I updated you. I can't remember if I was into this book or if I was just starting it. If I didn't update you at all in the middle of reading this, I feel kind of bad. My dog is playing with her toy out there. It's like a toy you fill with food, and she like noses it over to get the food out. So if you hear the loud crashing and banging, the house isn't falling down. It's just my 10-pound dog making chaos. But I did finish One Last Summer, and I have some thoughts I want to share. I feel like this writing was just difficult for me to get into for some reason. I feel like it's similar to Emily Henry. When I start an Emily Henry book, my mind like doesn't shift gears. Do you know when you switch between authors and like, I don't know, when I read Elsie Silver, Chestnut Springs back to back, it was so easy flowing just because her writing was obviously the same style of writing. But switching sometimes in between authors of the same genre is difficult for me. Specifically, some authors in particular. Emily Henry's just always so hard for me. It's like the first 40% of the book is just getting the hang of reading her sentence structure and her pacing. I don't know if that makes me sound so nerdy, but something about it. I don't know. I had that same thing with Kate Spencer in One Last Summer. This is my first book I've read by her, and just something about the writing was hard for me to get into. Like, the story was there, it just was the writing style that was difficult for my brain to like click into that mode. I don't know what I'm saying. But essentially, the premise of this book is adorable. It's about Clara, who is a workaholic. She's in like a marketing agency. I can't remember. Basically like does marketing and what does she call it? Branding. I think branding. She does like branding for companies, and she is like works herself non-stop. And at the very start of the book, her boss like has a full announcement, and her boss is like calls everyone from the company into one room, and they have a big meeting. She hops on the table and basically calls out Clara for being burnt out and forces her to take like a forced vacation. So Clara, being a workaholic, her work is like her entire identity, and she's like, oh my gosh, she thinks I'm bad at my job. Like, she's saying I'm burnt out, so clearly that means I'm bad at my job, and what do I do if I'm not working? She has a really hard time shutting off that work brain, which like I found really relatable with just like the work mode. I don't know, I just feel like I always... We're just gonna get personal and have like a therapy chat here. I just feel like my worth is so tied to my productivity, where like if I'm not being productive, my thoughts get so nasty in my brain where I'm like, what the heck are you doing with your life? Like, you're wasting your life away. That's why like days like yesterday are so valuable for me, where it's like I'm gonna just like be and do things for no real reason that are just fun. Anyways, that's a tangent and a side note, but I really related to Clara in that it's hard for her to like not be defined by her job. Long story short, not short at all, she takes this like forced sabbatical and goes back to her childhood summer camp with all her old friends from summer camp. She ends up, while she's there, reconnecting with her like summer camp rival, who they have kind of like a history, And yeah, she's just like back with her friends. The vibes of this book were very much like a Happy Place, Summer of Broken Rules crossover. Like if those two had a baby, I feel like that's this book. Happy Place for the friendship vibes and honestly just the vibes in general. This takes place, I think it's Vermont. I don't know why I want to say this is in Vermont. I could be really wrong. Anyways, just like the adult friendship and like how friendships shift and look different as you become an adult really reminded me of Happy Place. And then the setting and like the activities and the plot reminded me a lot of the Summer of Broken Rules. So if you like either of those books, you should really check this out. I ended up giving this a 3.5 star. I really did enjoy it once I got the hang of like the different writing style. But at the beginning, it was just like, I was reading words, but they weren't wording in my brain. I don't know why, but this book was cute. I really enjoyed it. I feel like there were times where it was a little bit cliche. It kind of felt like I was reading a Hallmark card at times, like the way that the themes and the life lessons were so blunt and so blatant, but I also had moments where it was really sweet and I like wanted to annotate and I was like, wow, I really like that. So 3.5 stars. I feel pretty confident in that rating. Good book, great for reading in the summertime if you just want like the summer feel-good vibes. Really sweet, second chance romance at summer camp. Talks a lot about adult friendships and productivity anxiety and burnout and all the things. That was a long-winded explanation, but I feel like that covers our bases. Then I have Summer Sisters by Judy Blume, and I actually started this when I was going to bed, and then I read 140 pages. So you can tell I'm enjoying this. I got sucked in. This is another super strong theme of friendship, and if there is one thing that will make me cry in books, it is like sisterhood / female friendship. Oh, I love womanhood, and I love friendship, and I love sisterhood and growing up with fellow women, and it just will make me emotional every time. I love it. This is really an amazing book, and there's so many different points of view that I had to make a little chart for myself of who everyone was. So that is helping me out, but I finished part 1, which is like the first chunk of the book. It's set in the late 70s, early 80s, and now I'm into part 2, which is the early 80s. So it's really just like following two girls and their friendship as young girls and then I think into adulthood. I'm not sure where we'll go from here, but as of now they're like middle school age, so kind of like that adolescent age where you're just learning so much about your body and your life and the world, and they're navigating it together, and it's really, really sweet. I'm enjoying this a lot. I think I filmed when I got books in the other day and I was like, oh my gosh, these are all perfect for the haul. I got Summer Romance. I can't remember the other books I got now. Oh, The Last Love Note and Come Break My Heart Again. All of those sound so good. So I don't even know if we're going to continue after Summer Sisters. I was planning on reading 3 books in this vlog, but there's so many good summary options, but I don't want this vlog to be like 6 hours long. So we shall see where it goes. But I think that's the update for now. I have a couple more things to do. I think I'm going to film a quick little TikTok and then hopefully be done for the day. It is 4:30 and I woke up at 5:30 this morning and I'm exhausted. So I've just been working like all day long, but I got a lot done. So it feels good. Got a lot of boxes checked off my to-do list as I'm talking about not letting work be my whole life. And yeah, I don't know, but I think that's it. I'll update you when I read more of Summer Sisters. I'm definitely going to read more tonight. I'm excited to finish the last little final to-dos on my to-do list, go take a shower, and curl up in bed and read. So super excited. I will update you tonight or tomorrow whenever I think of it, honestly. We are into the last chapter of Summer Sisters, and I think we're going to finish it together. It's only literally like 10-ish pages left. It's getting good and I feel like I'm about to cry. We're gonna finish together. I don't even know where this is gonna go.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on.
guys, that book. I didn't cry. I got teary, but I didn't cry. Oh my gosh. I'm okay. That book was intense, Bubba. That book was genius. The different plot lines and storylines and different points of views with so many different characters and how they all interconnected. Like, oh my gosh. Every character had depth. Like, every character had something going on. This definitely is like a character-driven book where, like, yes, there's a lot of plot, but really you're reading because you care about the characters. I have like no words really. I really like that book. This book is my favorite, I think, of the video. Definitely the most like meaningful and impactful. The other ones were more, well, I shouldn't say that. The Summer Pact was definitely heavier of a read, but they still kind of felt more like summery rom-com reads, where this is like heavy in the summer setting, but like an emotional read. You could read this like any time of year. I've been a Judy Blume fan since the Fudge days, back when I wrote her that letter in elementary school. If you know, you know. The like, Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Those types of books. I'm just like, I'm thinking about all these characters. They're definitely going to be on my mind for a very long time. Like, there's so many characters in this book that I'm going to be thinking about. Dang, that book was good. Okay, I think I'm going to give this a 4-star rating. Be sure you like check in on my wrap-ups and everything, because my ratings will like kind of fluctuate. I like to sit on them a little bit and sometimes I will change them. But as of now, I'm thinking a 4-star. And I think I'm going to wrap the video up here, and actually I'm going to be starting a new vlog because it is June 25th today, and that should be a national holiday because Ashley Poston, I know I've been saying her last name wrong my entire life. I've been saying Poston. Poston is how like the audiobooks say it. Her new release, A Novel Love Story, is coming out today, and my Amazon delivery should be here in the next 30 minutes. 30 minutes. So that's exciting. That's very exciting. But long story short, I'm going to be jumping into A Novel Love Story, and I think I'm going to start a separate vlog that I have an idea for in my brain with that book. So make sure you're subscribed so you see that vlog when it comes out. But we read 3 summary books in this one. So we had The Summer Pact, which was heavier, lots of themes of friendship, really, really great read. And then we had One Last Summer, which also themes of friendship, summer camp setting, second chance, frenemies to lovers kind of. And then again, heavy themes on the friendship and Summer Sisters, just like great character development, and yeah, just a really great book. I highly recommend that. I know it's a little bit older, but I highly recommend picking this up. Yeah, 1998. So it's an older book, but like it still hits. It still hits. All of these books had heavy themes on friendship, and I love friendship. I love the power of friendship. It's such a beautiful thing, and it has me in my feels now. But we're gonna shift gears into a little whimsical, not whimsical, an Ashley Poston romance, which always has like little sprinklings of fantasy. So I am so excited for her new release. It is one of my most anticipated new releases for 2024. I actually have 3 of my most anticipated new releases coming out in like the next couple of weeks. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, I'm going to go watch out my window and wait for A Novel Love Story to be delivered, basically. But that is all for today's video. I will leave it here. Like I said, make sure you're subscribed and following me on all the things. Join the Patreon book club. Everything's linked down below as always. And I'll catch you in the next video. Bye, book besties.